Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. So, I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Another Eagles update for the week. This week is going by too slow, even though this week of football just ended. The next week starts now, and I just need this week to go by as fast as possible to Monday Night Football to play the Washington Commanders for the second time and get that sweep. Okay, but we have a channel update. Philadelphia Eagles, some news within the NFC East, a coach firing, which is kind of could affect us by next year. Who knows? But we're going to get into all of that. Let's get into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I want to go over some news. First on my list right now is got to be the coach firing of Frank Reich. He was literally just fired. Whenever you're really watching this video, has been fired. And we're not surprised over this. We kind of knew that, Frank Reich has gotten a lot of heat with the Colts because, even acquiring Carson Wentz in a trade. And I don't think the ownership wanted to trade for Carson Wentz. I think part of it was Frank Reich, was really pulling for Carson Wentz to get to Indy and really show off and kind of use him how they used him in, obviously in 2017 with the Philadelphia Eagles and get him back to his MVP Super Bowl form. But unfortunately, things have not worked out with Frank Reich. So they end up firing him. I know that Frank Reich has forced some decisions. And I think it's kind of messed up the team a lot. We know the Colts are just not a great team. So, unfortunately, they've been always trading for veteran quarterbacks. They haven't drafted a quarterback in a while, and how they do things is just not great. So, can this affect the Eagles for next year? Now, I know I shouldn't be looking down the road, but this is something to definitely talk about, because what if you can have two different offensive coordinators by next year? Because when a team starts winning and a team is undefeated, especially this year, you're going to have some changes. There are going to be coaches. There are going to be other teams that are going to want to pry good coaches and players off of your roster. Okay, and Frank Reich could be the next Eagles offensive coordinator with Vic Fangio as the next defensive coordinator as well. Now, I don't know how much. I know that Shane Steichen and Nick are very close. I would be shocked if Shane Steichen really gets no offers from other teams. I think there's going to be a lot of teams after Shane Steichen as an offensive coordinator, maybe, but maybe as a head coach. We don't know that Jonathan Gannon was, offered a lot of head coaching jobs last year and for a lot of interviews. Frankly to say, we were kind of hoping that he would be gone, but it never happened. So the Shane Steichen situation should be interesting. And this is only because that obviously Nick Sirianni has a connection with Frank Reich, because Nick Sirianni was Frank's right-hand man as the offensive coordinator for the Colts, before 2021 for a few years. So this could definitely happen, but I don't like the way Frank Reich has been running that team, as much as his decision-making has been pretty bad. And at this point, I would kind of stay away from it by next year. So I kind of just want to talk about that real quick, because Sirianni and Reich have a very good connection. Unless Frank Reich came in as an offensive staff member for helping with the off. I don't know, something. I don't know at this point. Who knows? He could be an assistant or something like that with the Eagles. Maybe that could happen, because I don't think Frank Reich will be a head coach. Probably won't be a head. There could be a chance he'd be an offensive coordinator next year, but that's really it. I don't see much more from that, because I want to hear your guys' take on Frank Reich being fired, and could he come back to the Philadelphia Eagles if Shane Steichen is gone by the end of this year, since the Eagles are very successful right now, which should be an interesting one. But we'll get back to that later on. Secondly, the Giants, a huge loss for the New York Giants. Xavier McKinney, it looks like he had an ATV accident, and will be out a few weeks. So the back end of their defense is going to be taking a big hit. There's some fans really pissed off, and I'd be pretty pissed off. I mean, look, you're allowed to have fun, on the bye week. You're allowed to do things, but you got to be careful of what you do, because especially when you're Team has a good record right now within the New York Giants and have a lot going for them right now. You don't want to do something so crazy where you could get hurt. So big loss for the Giants on the back end of their roster, back end of their defense. And to see what they look like, can they, make some changes? Could they add a player? Or I don't know. They're not going to trade for anybody. The trade deadline is pretty much dead at this point with good players, so you're not going to make a trade there. So what are they going to do moving forward? So that was a big hit for the Giants to their defense, and who knows, could affect them the rest of the way. So we'll see how that goes down the road. So a big loss for the Giants as of right now. The other bit of news is, we kind of were talking about it a little bit, and it was really the Odell Beckham, just news of the rumors have been going around of going to the Dallas Cowboys. And at this point, a lot of the Dallas fans are begging for this to happen. I mean, as much as they say how good their team is, as soon as Odell's name came up and actual reports that the Cowboys are very interested in him, I mean, they all want him that badly, okay? There was a point where, should the Eagles actually just sign him, just to take him away, and so no one can even get him? But at this point, I don't want Odell on the Philadelphia Eagles. And at this point, I don't think he makes the Cowboys better, really. At this point, Odell is kind of picking and choosing where he wants to go. I mean, if he goes to the Cowboys, he's just wasting his damn time at this point. Okay, he's going to want a little bit of money. He hasn't even been a year removed. He hasn't even been a whole year. Hasn't been that much time since his surgery. So how is he even going to look? Like, these guys coming off of these ACL surgeries, man, like, this is the problem. Guys coming off, if a player return, Michael Gallup's probably the same reason why he's not producing as much, coming off an ACL injury. You know what I mean? Like, guys that come off injuries within the same year, they just don't produce. Like, by next season, he'll be on a new team. Obviously, he's not looking for a long-term contract. He's just looking for a team to kind of hook up with by the end of the year to try to reach a Super Bowl. At this point, Odell's chasing rings. At this point, Odell is just trying to be very, very nitpicky on where he wants to go, and that's just what he's doing right now. That's all it is. It's just, he just wants to get another ring and wants to get into the best situation as possible. And that's really it. And I'm not saying it'll make the Cowboys better, but at the same time, like, between you got two receivers on that team that were coming off ACL injuries, and Odell added to that mix. It just makes no sense to me that it would think that the Cowboys are going to get better from a move like this. I don't think so. As much as I'm not saying, if you had him on the Eagles, you'd be so excited. Like no, like it'd be a solid pickup, but I don't want to use him. Like, I like Quez Watkins, I like Zach Pascal. Like, I'd rather keep what we have. You don't want to make too many changes with the Philadelphia Eagles right now, since a lot of Eagles fans are saying there's a lot of rumors. And obviously there's a lot of people that have putting out false information online about the Eagles wanting OBJ. There are some news outlets out there that put up so much damn fake news. At least if you're going to put up rumors or news about it, at least show people that you have receipts of rumors instead of just saying about the rumors when they're not even true. That's another thing, which I will never do. And other people do, and I don't get why people do that. I don't know. Don't get it. But Odell going to the Cowboys is a possibility, okay? But he could go to the Bills. There's been a lot of rumors with him and the Bills, a lot as of right now. And probably a couple other teams, probably some teams we don't even know about. He's probably interested in as well. So we'll see what happens down the road with this. Obviously, the Cowboys tried to trade for Jerry Jeudy to try to get Brandon Cooks. Couldn't take on the $18 million. So that was, I like I said, I didn't see the Cowboys giving up a lot of draft capital and paying a receiver that much money. I'm not saying Odell's going to cost that much, but the man is going to get paid for his late services. Okay, it's not going to be a cheap deal. And if it is, I'd be shocked. But if it's not, then I won't be surprised. That's just who he is. He's going to want that. If you want my services, you want me to increase the wire, you want me to be productive and increase your chances, you're going to pay me for it. And might be a little lump sum just for the short amount of time he might be on the team. The guy's can't even play right now. He's not going to be able to play until December. So and I don't know if the Cowboys will be able to get him, to be honest with you. I just think there's way too much competition. Just because it says the Cowboys are interested doesn't mean that Odell's interested, has any interest coming back. Okay, and God knows what he feels about the Dallas Cowboys, of them being somewhat of a contender or whatever the case may be. I mean, he definitely sees that team as a playoff team. The NFC East is loaded right now. He can go to the Eagles, he could go to the Giants, he can go to the Cowboys, and he'll be in the playoffs regardless, but he is being very picky about where he's going to land. So we'll see down the road what happens. Cowboys fans are excited about it. I don't think it makes a huge difference. The guy's not even a year removed from ACL surgery. I mean, it's just kind of crazy at this point. And lastly, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown he's got something against the Titans, man. I mean, there is a fire inside A.J. Brown. I cannot wait until the Eagles face the Titans. I really don't. I really can't wait. As much as, we saw Malik Willis, that offense, Derrick Henry, they lost a really tough game against Kansas City the other night, and they really showed some promise. They showed some life. Ryan Tannehill, or when he gets healthy, is he going to come back by that week? I kind of said by the beginning of the season, I kind of said Malik Willis will take over Ryan Tannehill's job, since Ryan Tannehill is going to be a free agent after this year, and Malik Willis is definitely going to be the starting quarterback by next year. There's no doubt about it. But A.J. Brown has always took shots at the Titans, and it's because I understand he's got to move on, but they didn't pay him, and over 700 yards. I mean, at this point, A.J. Brown could have 1,100 yards at the end of the year. I mean, but by how many yards A.J. Brown has altogether, okay, equals the receivers and how many yards they have as a total group for the Titans right now. The Titans are missing A.J. Brown. There's no doubt about it. And I think part of it was like health, wasn't somewhat healthy with the Titans. And secondly, just he wanted too much money, and they I think A.J. Brown got disrespected in Tennessee because he wanted more than what he was worth at the time. And what player is not going to want the wide receiver market money? Like the wide receiver market, that got to blame Christian Kirk for that from the beginning of that whole thing. Christian Kirk is not even close to what A.J. Brown is, or some of these top receivers are in the league right now. You know what I mean? So it's going to be revenge time for A.J. Brown. Always putting up tweets when they were playing last night, and he just kept going and going and going. And that's their loss. And I know that Tennessee is definitely, the fans won't admit it. Maybe they won't admit it, but they're missing A.J. Brown right now. There's no doubt about it. It's a big loss to that offense. Just imagine if A.J. Brown was still there now, having a Malik Willis. And I'll say Malik Willis, I think, has a really good arm. And there were times where he should have been sacked a lot of times. If that was Ryan Tannehill in that game, they probably would have lost that game by more points. But since you have that read option RPO mobile quarterback back there behind Derrick, with Derrick Henry in that offense, yeah, it's going to work out pretty nice. Offensive line isn't the best for the Titans whatsoever, but having that mobile quarterback, can substitute for a few things, and big plays can be made because of it. Not saying that he's the best passer either, because he has thrown to double and triple coverage at times. And then there are times where he'll move back 10, 15 yards and throw a really good ball on pressure. And he looks really good, and I think he's going to be a really good player as his ceiling is very high right now. If Tennessee don't mess him up, and they put a good coaching staff around him for years to come, I think he's going to be a good player. But A.J. Brown is just jawing himself. It just keeps talking crap every time about the Titans. I love it. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Just of all the news in general, it should be exciting to where this team is going to go. It's obviously the new week just started, so it's gonna be a while till we wait till Monday. It's gonna be kind of nuts as of right now. Let me know about the Frank Reich firing, the Shane Steichen. Could Shane Steichen go somewhere? Can Frank Reich come back to the Philadelphia Eagles, or you kind of just want Shane Steichen to stay and obviously let Jonathan Gannon go and have Vic Fangio as your defensive coordinator? Xavier McKinney, big loss for the Giants. Will that affect them? OBJ. And where will he go? Do you think it makes the Cowboys better? And, all that great stuff and all that news. And And then lastly, A.J. Brown is just jawing at the mouth right now. So there's a lot going on. But it's been a pretty good week so far, and Eagles are healthy this week besides Jordan Davis and all that. That is your Eagles update for the day. Another video I kind of want to put out. So if you guys haven't checked the Discord, please join the Discord. Link is in the description and the pinned comment of this video. Obviously, we have over 200 members, and it's been going crazy, and it's been pretty cool. So definitely check that out. And I will see you guys on the next update or any type of news. Shakes, what up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.